Welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm Gary, and this is not David. So it is Monday night, November the 3rd, and David's running around doing stuff, so I told him I would just do a solo. He's got a live stream coming up tomorrow. I think it's going to come out at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock Pacific time on Tuesday. So check that out. He's got a really interesting guest. And then we've got Taco Tuesday with Marina Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So I suspect I'll probably be doing a solo reading tomorrow night as well. Because after all that, Dave's going to be a little tired, especially because I don't know if he's planning on recording a video for Tarot by the Bay. And he's going to be exhausted. So you're going to have me for the next couple days, I suspect. Laura and I are going to Disneyland starting on Wednesday, and we're going to be there until Sunday. So there is a distinct possibility this channel will go dark for a couple days. I'll see what I can do. I'm going to bring my cards with me, and I may do a reading or two from Disneyland just for the fun of it. As I mentioned in a previous video, I really would love to do one at Madame Leota's, either at the Haunted Mansion or, like around the gift shop. Just to see what kind of energy I get from that. That ought to be kind of fun. So, it won't be anything earth-shattering. It's those readings, not only for entertainment purposes only, but just for the fun of it, just to see what happens, right? I'd love to do it on the ride, but there's no way I'd get away with that. So we'll see what I can pull together on that. I hope you're all doing well. This video will come out on Tuesday. We've got some special elections happening on Tuesday. Some governor races in California. We've got Prop 50, which is going to temporarily suspend the independent commission that controls the districting for the state of California. The state of California is not heavily gerrymandered because we've got an independent agency that divides up the districts. It's not a political panel. It is an independent panel. Gavin Newsom has put together legislation for the voters to decide if they want to suspend this independent panel, I think through 2030. So for a few years at least, and then it will go back to the way it was. I completely understand and I appreciate that Gavin Newsom brought that forward. And I appreciate the fact that he's asking the voters, hey, go ahead. You tell me if you want this. Whereas in Texas, it's just basically the Republican-controlled legislature just said, this is what we're doing. And we don't care what our constituents think. This is what we're going to do because Trump wants us to do it. That being said, the one counter argument I can make to this is that, taking away people's representation through gerrymandering is wrong. It's wrong if the Republicans do it. It's wrong if the Democrats do it. Now, before I get accused of both sidesing it here, you have to acknowledge that, yes, people should have fair representation. But I understand in California, it's a reaction to unfair tactics that are being done outside of the state. And this is the only way they can try and level the playing field. So I get it. And the Republicans don't play fair. The Democrats have been trying to play fair, and they keep getting screwed. So Newsom's got this out there. The Democrats are fighting back, and we keep telling them it's time to fight back. And so I applaud the effort. We'll see how it goes. And I'm going to actually throw cards, but just more on the general energy of the special elections. This is going to be kind of a litmus test on how Trump's agenda is resonating with the voters out there. Now, special elections tend to not get a heavy turnout. The presidential elections tend to get the heaviest turnout. But let's just see what's the energy looking like on this. Entertainment purposes only. Let's come on down and see what's going on. What's going on? What's the energy around the elections on Tuesday. What do we need to know? Okay, Foundation is a Three of Wands. These elections are going to give you a glimpse into what's coming, what's coming down in the future. The challenge is the devil. People, Trump has chained himself to his agenda, and the GOP has chained themselves to MAGA, and they're both chained to this low energy vibration that a lot of people are starting to say that they don't care for. I just saw some polling numbers on my phone today that majority, let's see, what was it? It was... I'm not seeing it now. But basically, the majority of the people don't think Trump's got, the best interests of the news, of freedom of the news, of freedom of the press, for example. Big surprise. So Trump is falling short on a lot of areas. And that's because he's advancing this nasty Project 2025 agenda that he and MAGA have chained themselves to. Energy underneath it is the world. If you watch today's reading, and judging by the number of views, a lot of you have ignored it. Shame on you. We're doing the November energy reading that came out today on Monday, November the 3rd. And it was actually really optimistic. It's like November is when if I read the cards and interpreted them correctly, it looks like November is when we finally start coming out the other side of this. And the energy underneath it is the world. This is the end of the cycle. So maybe with these, the results of these elections are showing that we are coming to the end of the cycle, that people are starting to recognize that this is not what they want. This is not the America that they want to live in. In the past, you got the Ten of Cups, MAGA and the Republicans celebrating their victory. Yay, Trump. Current energy is the Five of Swords. This is going to be your winner take all. The Democrats are fighting back. Are they going to actually make some gains? Are the Republican and MAGA voters, well, MAGA voters won't, are the Republicans and independents starting to turn away from this agenda? Overarching energy is the Seven of Pentacles. This will give you a glimpse into the votes of the future. There's only a little bit of voting today, but there's a lot of issues coming up in the future. Lesson to be learned is the Knight of Cups. That maybe this is kind of like a temperance where balance is going to start to be restored. That this is kind of that initial peace offering where people are kind of coming together, realizing that this agenda isn't what we want. That maybe we can mend some fences here. Outcome, Ace of Swords. It's, swords are about intellect and people starting to a new movement moving forward. That sort of truth that I guess what this is saying is these elections are going to show the true direction that we are going to go in the future, and it's bringing an end to a cycle. Once again, a hopeful reading. I could be completely wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. But the way I interpret it, I think Tuesday is going to be a pretty good day for the Democrats. I doubt there's going to be any MAGA or Republicans watching this video unless this thing blows up. I had a whole bunch on that J.D. Vance video that we did with Erica Kirk. Man. Woo. The amount of Kool-Aid and brainwashing, lack of critical thinking skills on the Republican side is stunning to me. And some of the comments, they're just nasty. Dave and I, we like to say that we like to deflect and say it's our mom with a burner account. And, she probably only has about 60 or 70% of those. Some of those were actual real trolls out there that wanted to be fed. Yeah, you know what? If you don't like this, if you think we're biased, yeah, we probably are. Because, we like, the Constitution. We like our freedoms. We don't like fascism. We believe in being kind and generous and thoughtful and doing the right thing ethically and morally. And when someone, basically goes against all of that, yeah, we're going to be a little biased against them. And if you're supporting that, you know what? This is not the channel for you, and go find someone else that will tell you what you want to hear. Okay, so there is the general energy about the elections coming up on Tuesday. Very positive feeling. I think we're going to see some. We're going to get some traction on that. Let's see. Will the election results cause Congress to start negotiating in earnest about opening up the government, having the Republicans start to compromise? They're going off the deep end saying this is all the Democrats' fault. We only need 6 Democrats to approve the continuing resolution and the government can open back up. It's like, yeah, or the Republicans can simply compromise and get those 6 Democrats to vote to open up the government, but it won't be the continuing resolution the way you want it. It will have to involve concessions that are important to the Democrats. So will the election results speed up the negotiations and speed up the reopening of the government? All right, King of Wands taking bold actions. I always love looking at the salamander there. I just wonder what that represents. Just, we're going to take bold action. It's almost like the Republicans want to show that they're in charge, and it's really the salamander that's got all the power there. Challenges the government. And this could be two things. We want to take action because the government needs to be open, serving its people. Or it could also conveniently be read as, but Trump doesn't want us to take action. Just the opposite. He wants the Democrats to take action, which is basically just go along with the Republicans. Just do what they tell you. And and Trump wants them to get rid of the filibuster. And the Republicans, just like the Democrats did when Biden was president, they realized that that's not a good idea because that will boomerang on you if you do that. And so the Democrats were very disciplined, even though we were all frustrated by this. But now the Republicans are trying to be disciplined because they realize that if they thumb their nose at the filibuster, when the Democrats get back into power, they are going to run roughshod over the Republicans. Energy underneath this, as far as will there be action and movement moving forward after the results of the Tuesday elections. You got the Lovers card. Some deep relationships starting to reform, working together, compromise, understanding each other's positions, and doing things in a loving and caring way. In the past, you got the Hermit trying to find a path forward. I truly believe that there are a number of senators that would love to compromise and get the government back open, but dear leaders telling them not to. That they're basically putting all their eggs in the MAGA basket and hoping to basically force the Democrats into submission here. It's a power move, and they're trying to find a path forward. Current energy, unfortunately, a lot of people are suffering because of this. The government's not open. People are working. The federal workers are working without pay. They've come up with a couple of stopgaps to keep the military paid and some of the air traffic controllers paid. But that's not going to last forever. The court basically told Trump, you have to fund SNAP. And so I just saw some headline that the Republicans in the Senate blocked a Democratic plan to fund SNAP. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll do a reading on that after this. But right now, people are suffering. And this suffering is showing up in the polls and the way people vote. Overarching energy is the Ace of Pentacles. Dave keeps reading this as a money source. To me, the pinnacle it is money, but it's things of value. And to me, it's the overarching energy here is people starting to have a deeper appreciation of what it is that the assistance that they're getting from the government and how valuable it is to have a normal functioning government instead of a shut down, divided government that MAGA seems to enjoy. This is an opportunity to show appreciation for the nice things that this country has to offer. Lesson to be learned: 5 of Cups. Just people are unhappy. They're not happy with how they're being treated. They're not happy with what they're seeing, and it's going to show up in the vote. And so, is this going to accelerate the compromise and getting both sides to work together? Queen of Pentacles, take care of the people that vote. Take care of your citizens. People, there are some people that truly need that government help. It's not all a bunch of immigrants who are illegally getting government funds. Are there some getting it? Sure, there's always someone trying to work an angle, but the majority of the people are Americans. And I hate to say it, MAGA, but probably a majority of that majority are you. And you just don't realize that you have screwed yourself. And maybe that Ace of Pentacles is you starting to understand that it's not just brown people that have these benefits. Okay. I would say that I'm not getting a feeling that it's necessarily going to speed it up, but it's going to get people talking. It's going to get both sides talking. Which I guess is speeding it up from if you're not talking, right? At least you have the ability to make progress. And that's... if you're not going to at least try and take a step forward, you're just going to stay where you are. At least in this case, they may be fighting, but they may actually make some forward progress. But I kind of have a hunch it might not be as rapid as we are hoping it would be. All right. And then let's see. Anything else I want to read on here? Let me pause for just a second here. Okay, I'm back. I just pulled up my phone. I wasn't quite sure where I wanted to go next, and I just saw an article. There's a bipartisan quartet of House lawmakers released a statement of principles Monday for a potential compromise on an extension of Obamacare subsidies, which would include a 2-year sunset and an income cap for eligibility. It's showing that this is kind of, at least they're agreeing in principle that this is something that we can agree on. Okay. Trump doesn't want this. He wants to open the government first, and then we'll talk about extending subsidies. This is encouraging because at least they're talking. Like I said, it's getting them together, and you can't make forward progress if you're not talking at least. And so at least they're talking, and people and the voters are losing patience with this. This is not going to be a good thing for a lot of incumbents, and whoever the voters see as the people that are causing this problem to not only exist but persist, those are the ones that are going to really suffer in the polls. So let's take a look at just momentum for the Democrats, momentum for the Republicans, a little side by side. I thought that this might be something I want to do. Okay, so let's just look at momentum. The momentum on the left for the Democrats, momentum on the right for the Republicans. This government shutdown, it's going to affect both sides. And it's just who the public sees as the bigger culprit. And then we're going to link it with the bottom card. The bottom card is the Hermit, finding that path, finding that way forward. How do we move this forward? So on the Democratic side, Knight of Wands, it's time to take actions. We've been asking them to fight. They're finally taking actions, right? And there's your fight card. Knight of Swords. They're taking actions and they're going forward on the attack. They are not going to show quarter to the Republicans and cowtail like they did earlier in this year, which got us a really nasty budget. The other clarifiers, you got the Five of Wands, you've got the Hillbilly Brawl card, all the chaos with the government shutdown that the Democrats are hoping the Republicans will own and wear. And the Democrats are going to claim victory in this. Okay, on the Republican side, okay, so this is the hard at work at bringing things of value, or in this case, hard at work at making money. This could be like your tariffs. This could be, we're cutting benefits so we could save money. And the messaging on how hard we're working to cut benefits and save money. Ace of Wands, they want to take a new action, or they want to hit the Democrats over the head with the club. And the Page of Pentacles, so the Page of Pentacles, whenever I see that, it's kind of like, let's look at something of value, kind of a new appreciation for things. What this could be is the action could be, we need to start working together. I know this is a stretch, okay? All right, this is a stretch. But if you go with the presumption that the Tuesday elections do not go well for the Republicans, they are going to need to go back to the drawing board because they're going to realize that Trump's agenda isn't working and they need to get back to work. Getting Congress back to work, getting the House back in session and making things happen. And we need to start showing that we're taking action because the voters are looking at what we're doing and reevaluating where their vote is going to go. And linking them together as the Hermit, finding that path forward, finding that common ground, finding out what's resonating with the voters. So, I like the Democrats' cards better. It seems like with the Republican cards, they're kind of on their back feet, which is very consistent with the first reading I did. And if I'm biased, well, at least I'm consistently biased, right? So there you go. That's what I got. Hopefully I've interpreted these cards correctly. What do I know? I'm a 60-year-old identical twin whose brother is running around running errands, reading tarot cards. And believe me, a year and a half ago, I couldn't tell you a tarot card from, a regular old playing card. They're just pictures on a card. I didn't know what they meant. And it's just been, practicing and reading, and it's just interpretation. Every single person watching this video can do this. I've got no innate ability that you guys don't have. It's really, what is the card telling you when you see it? And the hardest part is trying to keep your wish casting and personal bias on the sideline when you're reading it. And I'm not always successful. I try to be as balanced as I can, but you know what? I'm human and I know right from wrong, and I want what's right and what's just to prevail. And I hope that's natural. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. If you like these videos, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe and hit the bell. You'll get woken up at midnight if you have your phone on, if you don't have it on silence. My phone is on silent. I will sleep right through it. But you'll be awake and you can watch it. And I know we've got the Insomnia Club out there because we gave a shout out to them on today's video. And I'm going to give a couple different shout outs today. So I want to give a shout out to Brittany, also known as Echoes123. Hi, Brittany. Thank you so much for the kind contribution to the channel. Yay! You get the 10 of Pentacles. It's all about Brittany's legacy, showering Dave and I with money, 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 money. And then Dark Cat, Kathy Lynn. Kathy Lynn, thank you so much for your absolutely amazing contribution to the channel. You have been so generous to David and I over the channel, over the time that we've been doing this. And we really just want to thank you. And I'm going to give you a quick special Kathy Lynn read. Let me give it a shuffle because I know the 10 of Pentacles is sitting on the top. Let's see, just a quick Kathy Lynn read, just general energy. Kathy Lynn, what do we need to know? There's a lot more where that came from, Gary. I have a choice to give it to you or not. Yeah, give it to me, not to David. The Ace of Pentacles. Here's a big pentacle for you. Don't tell your brother. Ace of Swords, and this is my truth. And then underneath it, the World card. I know it's your birthday, so happy 60th birthday. The world is now watching. I hope you have a wonderful birthday, Kathy Lynn. I truly appreciate you. And how about a card for the rest of us? Oh dear. We've got the Devil card. Okay, so this is hey, we're in bad times. And sometimes we feel like we're powerless to do anything. But the thing with the Devil card is you could take the chain off and just walk away from this. You know, reject it. Reject this timeline and just be kind and treat people with comfort and care. And we can get through this. I just wish we could turn off Trump, because if we could turn him off, then all the chaos and all of the fear mongering goes away. So let's get busy like the Queen of Wands and let's make that happen. Hope you all have a great day. Thanks for watching. Take care, folks. Bye.